It feels like we're constantly searching for that next big thing, right? The shortcut, the life hack, that one little trick that's going to change everything for us overnight. But what if the most powerful hack of all isn't really a hack at all? That's what we're going to get into.
So let me ask you straight up, are you looking for that quick fix, that secret password that's supposed to magically transform your fitness, your career, your whole life? I get it, it's a super tempting idea. There's a whole industry built on it. But what if the real answer has been hiding in plain sight this whole time?
And there it is, this quote from Ryan Hurst. This is really the heart of it all. And what's so powerful here is that, yeah, he's talking about fitness, but you could swap out that word for literally anything. It applies to how we learn, how we improve, how we become the people we're trying to be.
So let's break this down. The power of practice. What does that actually look like day to day? Well, it's not about some huge dramatic gesture. It's something a lot quieter and way more consistent.
The legendary coach John Wooden knew this secret inside and out. See, we all want that explosive, overnight success. But Wooden is here to remind us that real, lasting change, it just doesn't work that way. It's gradual. It's all about those tiny, almost invisible improvements you make every single day.
In this chart, wow, this is what Wooden was talking about, visualized perfectly. That tiny little gain on day one looks like nothing, right? It's totally insignificant. But look what happens over time. By day 365, the growth isn't just a straight line, it shoots upward. That's the magic of compounding, but for your life.
Okay, but here's the catch, and it is a big one. You can't just go through the motions. Like Ryan Hurst said, the practice has to be mindful. That means you have to show up, not just your body, but your mind. You have to be present for the work. And look, this is not some new idea. We're talking about the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Every night, he'd sit down and journal, not for Instagram, not for a book deal, but for himself. He was, as Tim Ferriss puts it, caging his monkey mind on paper, just getting all those anxious, buzzing thoughts out so he could deal with them. The philosopher Epictetus did it too, constantly writing, reading, and talking about his principles. For them, that daily ritual was the change.
So this leads to a really important question. We're talking about all this work, all this practice, but what's the point? Where are we actually headed with all this? The answer might not be what you think.
Seriously, what are we practicing for? What's the end game? More success? More money? More power? Well, the ancient wisdom we're looking at points in a very, very different direction.
And boom, this slide right here lays out the big twist. We think the goal of all this practice is to make us harder, tougher, ready to go out and win more battles. But the real goal? It's almost the exact opposite. It's about becoming softer. It's about needing fewer battles in the first place and wanting less from the world. You know that feeling, right? You finally get the thing you wanted, and for a minute, it's great. But then you just want the next thing. Leo Tolstoy absolutely nailed this problem. He saw that just satisfying a desire often just makes it bigger. The goalposts are always moving. So the real practice is learning to tame those desires, to find some calm right where we are. So why is that so hard for us? Well, maybe it's because a lot of us are actually afraid of the quiet. We seek out the drama, the conflict, the constant busyness as a distraction. We actively choose war because peace can be kind of scary.
But then you have someone like the Stoic philosopher Seneca, and he offers a totally different way. He says a wise person can handle hardship, for sure. They can endure it, but they won't choose it. They will actively, deliberately choose to be at peace instead. Peace isn't just something that happens to you, it's a choice you make.
Okay, so let's say we do this. We choose this path of practice, of peace. What are the rewards? Well, they're pretty unexpected, and honestly, pretty profound. It doesn't make you weak, it makes you something else entirely.
And we're back to that paradox again, aren't we? This idea of finding strength through softness. You'd think all this self-discipline would make you cold and rigid. But what actually happens is you cultivate this deep sense of tenderness, of compassion. It's not about building thicker armor. It's about building a kind of resilience that doesn't need armor at all. I mean, listen to this. This observation from John Stuart Mill about Marcus Aurelius just floors me. The most powerful man in the world, a Stoic, was remembered most for his tender heart. He was working to be, as he put it, free of passion but full of love. That's the real goal. Strength and compassion, hand in hand. Now, another huge misconception is that this kind of disciplined life is, well, boring. that it's joyless, that it turns the world gray. But the exact opposite is true. The practice allows you to be more present. And when you're more present, you can experience life in full, vibrant color. Listen to the urgency in Seneca's voice here. He's practically shouting at us. Don't put off happiness. Be here, right now, enough to really grab onto it, to savor it, to drain it to the dregs. The discipline is what gives you the presence of mind to actually do that.
And get this practice even changes how we think about something as random as luck. Marcus Aurelius faced plague, war, betrayal, you name it. And yet he said that true good fortune isn't about what happens to you. It's about what you do. It's about having good character, good intentions, good actions. That is a kind of luck that no one can ever take away from you.
Okay, so we've talked philosophy, we've talked history, but how do we make this real, right now? Let's bring this all down to earth and talk about your daily work.
I love this list. We think of the 7 wonders as these giant monuments out there in the world. But what if the real wonders are these things we can do every single day? These aren't achievements you unlock, they're abilities you already have. The real work is just practicing them. To really see, to really hear, to really love.
And that's what it all comes down to, really. We've come full circle. The only real hack is that there is no hack. There's no secret formula. There's just the slow, patient, sometimes difficult, but always rewarding work of showing up.
And if you want to see what that daily choice looks like in action, look no further than this. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't choose love because it was easy. He chose it because he understood that hate is heavy. It's a burden. The practice is about choosing what's constructive, what's light, what's life-affirming, over and over again. So I'm going to leave you with a question. And it's not some grand, overwhelming thing. Don't worry about changing your whole life tomorrow. The question is much simpler and much more powerful. What is one small, mindful thing you will practice today?